Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah,
Hello.
okay. What is your name?
Jagan Mohan, sir.
Jagan Mohan. Please, I want to know that what is your experience and all. Please share your experience, working
Uh,
experience.
yeah, actually, I am pursuing my MTech.
Okay,
Okay, and in Guntur itself, I mean, in Guntur RVR and JC College of Engineering.
okay, very nice, very nice.
Yeah, okay. At present,
And
I'm in first year.
what is your working experience? How many years you have worked as a structural designer?
Actually, I didn't work like any structural design. Actually, I'm interested in structural designs, so I want to learn. That.
Okay, so no, yeah, that's good, very nice. Okay,
Yes.
so Aman sir. Okay, yeah. Actually, we are
Yes,
running.
Sunil.
Yeah, yeah. But I told you that basics knowledge of structures it's compulsory to know before knowing the tall building design.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Yes.
you have the basics knowledge of it,
Yeah.
no? I
Yeah.
think.
I have basic knowledge of regarding structural designs.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Then it's okay because it's completely an advanced concept where we will talk about here. It's
okay.
completely advanced. Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, you have to keep your basics knowledge beside all the advanced topics. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so I would like to explain you all the advanced things here, and
Okay.
within 1 hour you will be up to that level that where you can at least know what is the tall building design, how we can pursue the design. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, what is your comfortable language? Hindi or English or both? You can learn
English itself.
English. You
Actually, I
cannot
don't.
understand. Yeah, so okay, no problem. That is not an issue. I will
Okay.
explain completely in English only. So
Okay.
yeah, okay. So yeah, yeah. Yeah, one thing we have to see that we are running a master in structure courses. Okay,
Okay.
and we have three courses here: master study in the building design,
Mm-hmm.
master study in the tall building design, and bridge
Mm.
design. Okay, so first we will see that what is the master study in building design. This
Okay.
is covered up to G plus 10 structure only.
Okay.
Okay, so all the analysis which we will perform here is up to
Mhm.
G plus 10 only, nothing
Okay.
else. Okay,
Okay.
not
G
more
plus.
than G plus 10. But
Mm-hmm.
when you go above the G plus 10, we have a G plus 30, G plus 40. Then we are going to cover in another scenario that is a tall building with PVD design. Okay,
Okay. Performance
and we
based.
have a yes performance based design, and we have a bridge design. Okay,
Okay,
so
bridge
this is
design.
the course which we are running.
Mm-hmm.
First, we have to understand what is the PVD design here. Why
Okay.
we are going to have a PVD design? Why there is a need of PVD design?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so initially when you were as a I think studying, you have heard about the working stress method
Yes.
WSM.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, ultimate strength method we generally call it.
Ultimate.
Again, another method came ultimate strength. Okay,
Ultimate strength method.
and
Yes.
yeah, now we are in the limit state.
Limit state method. Right.
Okay, so this
Okay.
is the evolution of the design. Design has been evolved. बोलते
Mm-hmm.
हैं design has been evolved. Working stage after ultimate strength, then limit state.
Limit
Like
state.
that, yeah, like that in earthquake engineering also.
Mm-hmm.
If you see the earthquake engineering,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
there is also evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is the evolution? Before that, we were the code-based design.
Okay.
Code-based, and then we come we then after it came the performance-based design, and we call it a PVD design.
PBD
Okay,
design.
so what
Okay.
are the defect in the code-based design? Why there is need of performance-based design? We have to know that things also. Okay,
Okay.
so in the code-based design, actually this was a lateral strength-based design. Okay, it is a
Mm-hmm.
lateral strength-based design.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, lateral strength-based design. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so what is wrong in the lateral-based design? I will explain you. We
Okay.
assumed as a earthquake as a force.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in the code design, but if
Yes.
you see the practically earthquake is not like force, it is like something. If earthquake strike, it is
Mm.
create a displacement or deformation in the structures.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so what we were thinking of that earthquake is like something like a forces which are going to apply the structures, and we get the strength and all, we can calculate the stiffness and all, and we
Mm.
give the reinforcement like that. But
Okay.
when the evolution has been done, we got another, that is the PVD design, and this is actually displacement based design.
Displacement. Yes. Okay.
Yes, it's a displacement based design.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Force
Okay,
based.
so
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Force based and displacement based
yes,
design.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Force
Mm-hmm.
based and displacement based design.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so in displacement based design also we have capacity design and all. I will talk you that later on. That we have
Okay.
a capacity based design and displacement based design is another thing. but we have to understand what is the actual difference between code-based design and the PVD-based design. This is the main difference. It is a lateral. We call it a force-based design, and
Yes.
this is a PVD is like a displacement-based design. This is a displacement-based design. Okay, so this is the actual difference between it. Okay,
Okay.
and
Okay.
another we have to see that what all the force control we have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have a different type of. We have to see that elements. Suppose the shear wall are there, beams are there, columns are there. So we have to categorize that which part of element will go more non-linear analysis. We can say that more inelastic strength. We have to see that. Okay, we generally call it as a force. We generally call force control and deformation control. We
Okay.
have two category. We have to categorize our element also in the two thing. I might see it here categorize only of element. Okay, we have to categorize the element
Yes.
here as a force.
Force.
We can force based or deformation based.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why there is need of categorizing? So we have to categorize because of one reason only, because some element beam will not go that much inelastic. It will not be that much inelastic, but shear wall as compared to shear wall, it will go more inelastic. So we have to make the shear wall more deformation control. And all. We will talk about later on also when we talk deep about PVD. Okay, so actually you have to understand it. What is the evolution has been done first, and the design evolution has been done working state, ultimate state, and limit state. In the earthquake also there is evolution has been done code based and the PVD based. Okay, so yeah. So what actually I would like to explain again, and in the complete this demo classes, I will explain you more about the PVD in the upcoming slides.
Okay.
Again, come back to our basics. That is a again courses. Yeah, and we have a bridge designing here. Okay, so bridge designing we generally do in the Midas Civil.
Okay. Midas.
Okay, so Midas. Okay, it's completely a bridge design software, and all the analysis and all are done in the Midas Civils also. Okay, and this demo classes I will talk two of things here. Only the building part, master study in the building design and master study in the tall building design. These two things I will talk in this complete webinar here. Okay, no, I will not cover any bridge designing and all.
Okay. In this course, we will be highlighting the G+10 and G+ tall building.
Yes. Tall building also, because actually this is the category we have done, that if you study only master structure, see, if you don't have any background knowledge of PTAPs and all, see how you can learn the tall building design. It's completely different things here. Say G+10 building behavior will be different. If you go above G+10, the building behavior is going to change there.
Yes.
Okay, it's not going to be completely linear. We have to see the non-linear.
Yes.
Okay, so non-linear effects we have to consider right.
Yes.
So yeah, if you have only the background knowledge of building a master study in the building design, that is a simple G+10, then only you can proceed to the tall building design. And we also make a note while in the courses also that we have at least a knowledge of G+10 structure to compare with this tall building design. Okay.
Okay.
Actually,
I have knowledge about modeling in ETABS and to read the results and to check the outputs regarding bending moments and that's the basic knowledge I have. And regarding manual calculations also, I have basic knowledge. That's it.
Okay, no problem. Then it's okay, no pixel. But I will try to relate two of things, because I see experience also. If you have 4-year experience in computer structure design, then I should start with tall building. But I told you I will cover two of them.
Okay. Yes.
Because I know that this only output and results is not enough. If you see the coming slides, it is completely a next level of analysis. You will see. Okay. So yeah. So I will cover both of things little. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, now we have to see the duration of the course of the tall building. Actually, duration, if you see, we have a 60 days, means 2 months here. Okay. So 2 months we are going to see all the parts here. See, design the tall building. Yes, you are going to completely study the design of the tall building, a structural dynamics of the tall building. Okay. So structural dynamics means to say that you have to complete knowledge of the dynamics behavior of the structures, means the model behavior and all. It will come under this. Okay. Structural system. You have the knowledge of the structural systems. Earthquake engineering. Okay. Wind engineering. Okay. So wind engineering also we are going to teach advanced level. That is a gust factor here.
Gust factor.
Yes. You are going to study gust factor in this. Okay. Actually, we have different type of here. If you see, I would like to show you. See, wind engineering. If you see in
Mm-hmm.
ETABS, we
Mm-hmm.
can apply wind through diaphragm. Okay, diaphragm
And
extent. Okay,
to node
sail
point
exposure. Yes, sail
select.
exposure.
Okay.
Okay, and we have to apply through the gust factor. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
okay. This all three things we are having to apply the wind in the in the structures. When you
Yes.
when you see, know that this whole diaphragm extent is not that relevant,
Mm-hmm.
because as you know that if there is a tall building, there are gust application should be applied at that structure. So
Mm-hmm.
completely you're not going to study the only the diaphragm extent and cell exposure. You're going to study the gust factor, and this very advanced level of analysis is there.
Yes.
We have to
Okay.
prepare a gust list and gust factor. We have to calculate, and we have to apply the gust factor to the structure. There are, if you see the wind part three, chapter 7.
875
Okay,
part 3. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
In chapter 7, you will find the gust factors.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, we will see that part also. Yeah, and also we have to knowledge of geotechnical engineering.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Okay, geotechnical means to say that, because see, if you see here, we are
Mm-hmm.
going to study complete raft plus pile foundation.
Okay.
Okay, so you know that the pile foundation complete as like a soil stiffness we have to consider, and also soil spring, area spring. We have different type of
Yes.
spring here.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we have area spring.
But actually, in the ETABS, we can't do design of foundation, right?
No,
I
I
think.
will come it. I will come it. I will come it that extent
Okay.
also. Okay.
Okay.
Area spring, line spring.
Okay.
Okay. So there are different type of springs here in the software. We can apply through the stiffness properties. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So yeah, what we have to study that in the pile foundation. Okay, we are going to study the point spring here.
Okay.
Okay, and it is a pile plus raft, then area spring will also come.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so line spring is not, if you're, suppose if you're having a pile foundation, it is connected with a strap beam there, then line
Mm-hmm.
spring is also included in that.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. Okay. Okay.
yeah, and we have a performance based design that also I explained you little about
Yes.
initially,
Yes. Okay.
and later on we
Mm.
will discuss completely at advanced level also, and
Okay.
also design of concrete component, all the component here, the column beam, shear wall, spandrel, and all will come
Okay.
here. Okay,
Okay.
and foundation, yeah, and now we come the foundation, the tall building design. Okay, so this foundation is done in the SAFe software. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
okay,
Mm.
it's SAFe software.
Safe software. Okay.
Okay, so here you are going to study the SAFe software also.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a little bit I will discuss about SAFe software also, what all type of analysis you're going to perform in that also. So
Okay.
project type, you can see all the high rise structures you are going to done. Project G
Mm-hmm.
plus 20 basement,
Mm.
2 basement plus ground plus 25 floors residential project you are doing. Some people
Okay.
say that only residential only residential I will, why I am not doing the commercial. Then what I do that, I cut the one of the project and give the commercial project here also.
Commercial project.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
it is your choice. Okay, some prefer commercial, then some prefer residential also. So two
Residential. Yes.
residential is compulsory. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and there will be a option for you to
Okay.
have. Okay, and the
Okay.
code, if code we see, we have Indian code here.
Tall
IS
building.
16700, tall building code, earthquake
Earthquake.
code, IS 393,
Ductile
IS.
detail.
Yeah,
Okay.
all code is there here. And
Okay.
if you see the international codes,
Mm-hmm.
we have international codes also. UBC code you're going to
UBC.
say, ACI,
Union British.
ACI code, yes.
Mm.
FEMA
Okay.
code and ATC code also. Okay, so
Okay.
this FEMA and ATC codes is generally we use for the performing based design.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
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 This code actually we discuss in the PVD design here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
PVD, performance based design.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it. And these
Got
are
it.
the Indian code, yeah, and we will see all the codes also while complete analysis perspective view. Okay,
Okay.
and we see the, yeah, and now we are going to see the software which is going to use. Okay,
Okay. It
we
has.
are to
Mm-hmm.
ETABS save SAP total. Okay, and additional we're going to see more software also additional. That is
Okay.
Excel also. We will see the gust factor. We have to calculate gust factor only in Excel only,
Mm-hmm.
and additional we have to see the Propon also. Okay, so
Okay.
additionally we are going to see two more softwares, and AutoCAD of course it will be there. Okay,
Sir, actually, gust factor is not included in ETABS. I think so. ETABS and STAD.
no, it is, see, gust factor is not type of analysis you were saying. See,
Okay.
actual what happened that we have to calculate a gust factor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
it is a manual calculation completely. It is
Okay.
not done in software and all. Okay,
Okay.
we have an Excel sheet. I will at the end of the session. I means when it is completed to end, then I will show the Excel sheet there. Okay,
Okay.
how we have calculated the gust and all.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
we have to calculate the gust factor and the forces, and we
Mhm.
have to apply that, taking that moment and forces into a structure.
Structure. Right. Okay. Okay.
Okay, it is not
Okay.
that you see initially if you're applying the when how you apply, you say select the codes and you apply the forces. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
by the
Okay.
load pattern, right? But there,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we have to take that manual extent there. Okay, we have to
Okay.
not select any code there.
Okay. Okay. Right.
No code will be selected. We have to select the manual there. User is there, user load. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and through user load we have to apply that in that
Okay.
aspect.
Okay.
Okay, that is another thing. Actually,
Mm.
gust factor takes at least to understand 3 to 4 days. Okay,
Okay.
3 to 4 days only gust factor because it is very
Okay.
advanced. Okay, we have
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Many people what happen that they get confused in calculating the gust factor.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so yeah,
Mm. Okay.
so yeah, and we have now we have to see the linear static analysis, gravity analysis, and all we have to see
Mm-hmm.
there. Okay, yeah.
Construction. Right.
So what actually yeah what happened?
Nothing, sir. Nothing. Nothing.
Okay, yeah. So I will explain you this is linear static analysis. Of course, you will say, sir, or you told me that I will teach only linear analysis. Not like that. Linear static analysis also needed. Data
Okay.
analysis, what you will do, it is done in the linear only. So actually, I will
Okay.
explain you little thing about what is the basic difference between uh, linear analysis and non-linear analysis. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, see, suppose you have any structure here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have any structure. So assume it is like a structure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what happened that it is rough.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Okay. You applied any force here.
Okay.
Okay, so what happened? A structure has faced the forces.
Deform. Deform. It
Yeah, yeah,
deform.
yes, it is going to deform here. Okay, it is
Mm-hmm.
going to have a deformation. So
Yes. Yes.
suppose I have applied the assume it we have applied 100 kilonewton of force, and I
Mm-hmm.
have a force of sorry deflection of 10 mm. Assume
Okay.
it. Okay.
Okay.
If you increase the forces, you have got
200.
a deflection of 20 mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you increase to 1000 kilonewton and you have
Okay.
get forces of 100
Oh,
mm.
100 mm.
Okay, so what you happening here that you are getting a linear deformation.
Yes. Yes.
You're getting a linear deformation. But
Mm-hmm.
what happens that if you keep on increasing the forces, suppose I have, have increased the forces to 200 kilonewton,
Mm-hmm.
what my structure will have? A structure will
It will get
have
into
1000.
inelastic positions.
Yes.
Okay.
So what happened that your software is going to show you the complete deformation there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It is not going to show you that it's going to happen a cracking and all is going to happen.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, software
Yes.
is not going to show that. So if you
Yes.
do the linear analysis, so it is completely linear. There is no any cracking will happen, and there is no and non-linear property is going to be exist in this
Actually,
system.
the curve which you are showing is a pushover curve, right? I think so. That.
No. I am not come back to
Yes.
pushover. I am just
Uh,
explaining what is a linear
okay.
analysis here.
Okay. Okay. Mm.
Okay,
Okay.
what is linear analysis? Suppose up to here this part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, pushover curve will come later on. Okay, suppose you have applied the structure to this forces
Mm-hmm.
and you got the deflection at this position.
Okay.
Okay, you have keep on increasing the forces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and extent you have came that you have get a 1 meter of deflection.
Yes.
So do you think that 1 meter of deflection can be happen in the structure?
I think so.
No,
No. No.
no, it is going to crack.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, it is going to happen crack, but what the software will show you,
Mm.
software will not show that there is going to have crack. It will show you the linear only
Okay.
until you're not doing the non-linear analysis.
Okay. Okay. Yes. If you
Okay,
don't
got it?
include nonlinear, if you don't
Yes,
include nonlinear analysis, it will show only linear analysis. Itself.
yes. So
Okay.
what we need to do that we have to introduce the non-linear
Mm-hmm.
material
Okay.
behavior. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and also we have to include a time dependent property.
Okay.
Okay, we have to include time dependent property. That is also we generally call as a creep and shrinkage
Shrinkage.
property.
Shrinkage.
Okay, yes. Creep and shrinkage property should be modeled in the software, and we have to see that all the things there. What is the creep coefficient?
Okay.
Okay, but what happened that our code actually says that it gives you only 1 year of creep coefficient.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, not more than that.
Not
But what happened that are you going to see only for 1 year? Not no. You're
no.
going to
No.
see for 30 year, 40 year.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this code will not help you. We have another code, the ACP code. That code will help you.
Yes.
CEP code, sorry.
Okay.
We have a CEP code. That code will help you for a creep coefficient for the 40 year and 50 year. Okay, that thing also we have to teach you. Okay, so non-linear behavior is very important in a tall building here. I mean, so if you see the backstay effect and all, if that things comes, then also with non-linear modeling should be done in that case. Okay, and the shear reversal is are there, then also we have to see that all things there. Okay, so we have, yeah, in this we have to understand that the time dependent property, the shrinkage property, creep property, how we can introduce in the design that a material non property. Okay, and we have another analysis known as auto construction sequence analysis. I think you have heard this name also. Auto construction sequence
I have
analysis.
seen this option in ETABS.
Okay, yeah. Actually, this is the thing that is a non-linear time history, sorry, non-linear time dependent analysis. Okay, and this only we have to include in this. This auto construction sequence analysis we have to include in time dependent property, and then we see the creep and sequence things there. So all I told you, all the 3-4 things are interrelated with each other, and the code also. Okay, we have to see the notational size of the aggregates and all, and according to that we have to do things. Okay, so I think that you have known that what is the linear analysis and what is the non-linear analysis.
Non-linear.
Okay. So yeah. So yeah, of course, yeah. In linear analysis, yes, you're going to study the gravity load analysis, and this is the here you are going to study also one important thing, controller deflection. Okay. So what is the controller deflection here? Okay, I'm writing short only controller deflection. Actually, this is the controller deflection. If you see the IS 456, you have a clause here of controller deflection that our deflection should not be spanned by 350. Okay, or 20 mm. Okay, this we have to see. Suppose we have applied any force to the slab here, and you got the elastic deformation. I'm talking about the elastic deformation. Okay, and you have got elastic deformation of 20 mm. Assume it. Okay, you're getting 20 mm of elastic deformation. But you know that another deformation you have to consider the creep also. If you see the creep, you will get a creep also. Okay, so creep, yeah. So what happened that if you want to see the creep, I told you that auto construction sequence need to apply. You have to complete the auto construction sequence analysis. Okay, so what actually we have to see that if you see the final deflection, okay, if you see the final deflection, so what we have to do that we have to multiply with creep coefficient. Okay, we have to multiply with creep coefficient into elastic deformation.
Elastic deformation. Yes.
Okay. Yes. So what is the elastic deformation? Suppose I am getting 20 mm of elastic deformation and there is a creep coefficient of 2. So what will be the final deflection rate? 40 mm.
Yes.
Okay. But then another thing we have to consider, one more thing that we have to minus is this is 20 mm which we are getting it. Actually, if you see the structure here, okay, this is the analyzed part of the structure. Sorry, unanalyzed part. Means no deformation has been happening. But if the file has been analyzed, you will get a certain deflection here. Okay, suppose it is a deflection like this. Okay, so what happened that software actually give up to this position to deflection, but there is a shortening of column also. Okay, we generally call the axial shortening of column. Okay, axial shortening of column. Okay, so axial, if you see the axial shortening of column, you have to consider that part also, that how much axial shortening happening that, and we have to minus with that condition. Okay, so you will get the final deformation of the real deformation. Right now, you're getting the virtual reflection, the
Yes.
software. Okay, so if to be more realistic, you have to be consider the axial deformation of the column also.
Okay.
Okay. So these are the technical things which I have discussed here. The control. See, this is also very hard to check. Okay, it's not like that. I told you that all it's really happen. You have to
Yes.
see the which span you have to consider, which length of the span you have to consider, how what are the load combination you have to take it out. Okay,
Yes.
so all things, yes, all things have to be considered that also. Okay, yeah, and the non-linear static analysis. It's that is non-linear static analysis. That is construction stage analysis. I told you that it depend on,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a pushover analysis.
Yeah.
You're going to study the pushover analysis.
Mm-hmm.
That cases. Okay, a geometrical nonlinear. There are two type of nonlinearity is there. Okay, I will explain you. If you see the nonlinearity here, we have two types here.
Okay.
One is geometry. Okay, nonlinear, and we have material nonlinear. Okay. In the geometry nonlinearity, we have again two types here. Okay. One is the P delta,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and another is the buckling, okay. And material nonlinearity, if you see the material nonlinearity, we have creep and shrinkage, okay, and also we have auto construction sequence. Auto construction sequence analysis. Okay, so yeah, with all the analysis we have to perform. Actually, I've heard about the period analysis before also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would like to explain a little thing on the P delta, why it is very important of the P delta, why need to be considered the stuff analysis. Okay, so actually what happened in a structure, if you see the structure, I'm modeling only the column, and I have restrained this.
Okay.
Okay, I have restrained this and I have applied a lateral forces in this. Suppose that this lateral forces is V forces. Okay, and what is the height of it? If you see the height, we have a H height. Okay, and if you see the deflection here, you're getting having a deflection of delta. Assume it as a delta. Okay, and load will be the axial load will already it will be up to this position. Axial load will already that is P. I'm getting by P. So what happened that if you see the initial moment, we generally got a moment here because of we have strained this. Okay, so we will get a generator there will moment generation. So if you see that M is equal to that is a V multiplied by H. Okay, so this is the primary moment. Got it? This is the primary moment. We call it as a primary moment because this will happen only when you run the first analysis.
Okay.
Okay, but after what happened, you analyze the file. But actually, going to happen complete. If you see the completely analyzed part, analysis will happen. There will be another analysis. After analysis, another analysis that will consider the geometrical non-linearity. Okay, so what we generally happen here, if you apply the forces here, this inclined column is having a deformation because of the forces, and there will be creation of two delta here because of this small deformation, and there is a big deformation. We call it a small delta, and there is called a big delta. We generally ignore the small delta and we take only the big delta here. So after happening one analysis, there will be another analysis, and we generally call it is a P multiplied by delta.
Delta.
Okay, so it is generally called a second order of analysis.
Okay.
Okay, and this is also called a secondary moment.
Okay.
Because after having a first moment, after having the completely deformation of the lateral forces, we are having a another type of moment. It has been generated because of the moving of the delta.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Right.
so we generally call it second order of analysis.
Okay. Okay.
Second order. So yeah, uh, and we have to notice here that we are considering the column stiffness also,
Mm-hmm.
material nonlinearity also, because
Okay.
it is happen because if you not consider this, so the curve you are getting on a linear only. We need to be non-linear.
Hmm.
Okay, so that also we have to consider. The geometrical stiffness we have to take it on. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But if you see that this is not only a small thing here. This is not only small thing.
Okay.
If you see the P delta, actually P delta classes is of more than 4 3 4 days,
Hmm.
because in the P delta we have to consider many more effect here. Effect, moment magnifier.
Hmm.
Okay, PMM interaction curve also comes
Okay.
here. I think, even,
Okay.
these all this account for the P delta. Okay, we have to account all things. Without P delta also you can have a PMM interaction curve, effective length factor, slenderness problem. But what we are going to learn here, that what are the effect if you apply the P delta, and what are the effect on the PMM interaction curve, what are the effect on the effective length factor of the columns, what are the effect on slenderness of the columns. Okay, so actually this is the P delta is not like that P delta apply ho gaya, that's happened. Okay, it's not like that. Inside the P delta, there are lots of analysis is going to happen. Geometrical nonlinearity analysis, material nonlinearity analysis, stiffness consideration. There will be formation of lots of matrix there. Okay,
Okay.
so that becomes a, yeah, little tough for the software also. Because software takes 1 hour, half an hour to analyze only P delta.
Okay.
Yeah, and now we have a buckling here. See, buckling is not, you understand the column buckling. Okay, this is a completely structure buckling.
Okay.
Okay, because of the we have to calculate the buckling factor. What you need to do, that you have to calculate the buckling factor.
Hmm.
Buckling factor. Okay, and if buckling factor is near about one, near about
Hmm.
one, then only you have to apply the buckling loads analysis. Okay, we have to do the buckling analysis there, and we have to consider that buckling loads into the structure. Either but it is not nearby one, then no need to perform the buckling analysis.
Okay.
Okay, so in the most of the tall building structure, you have to perform this.
Okay.
Okay, in the short structure, G plus 10 and all, you do not need to perform the buckling analysis. But in the tall building, it is performed. Okay, so I will take a few days in the buckling analysis. Okay, so P delta analysis and buckling analysis we generally cover in 1 week. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, and now have a creep analysis and all. This is all the material nonlinearity analysis. Okay, so this also you have to consider it all. I to explain the creep coefficient and all. Okay, that comes under this only. Okay, so yeah. So we have completed up to the material
Yeah.
nonlinearity. Okay, sorry, buckling analysis.
Mhm.
Material analysis, I given you a little
Yes.
description about that. Okay, creep analysis also, and now we have axial column sorting. Actually, axials in the tall structure is the main. What is the main difficulty in the tall structure? Is the axial column.
Mhm.
Okay, so what actually happened in axial column sorting? See, some columns it's going to be sorted
And
more than another.
yes.
Okay, we generally call it differential axial bottom sorting. Okay, so what happened that because of that, a beam will not be as straight there. There will be incline of the beam,
Yeah.
and because of this inclination, a deformation will occur in the beam, and extra moment is going to be generated in the beam. Okay, so to account this type of things here, we have to separate. We have to do the separate type of analysis, that is axial column sorting analysis.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
got it?
Got it. No problem.
Okay, so because of the differential axial sorting, here,
Hmm.
they really call it as differential axial sorting.
Okay.
Okay, it is only because of the difference of the axial column sorting of the different columns.
Hmm.
Okay, and what happened? I told you what are the effect of it. If one column is shortened more than that, a inclination of the
Beam.
beam will be there if it is supported on the beam, and because of that, the beam will account another moment. Okay, to have effect of that inclination. Okay, and torsion will induce and the shear will reduce. Okay, so we have to perform the column axial sorting also to reduce that effect. Okay, yeah, and yes, performing based design We have to study in this linear dynamic analysis. Actually, a linear dynamics analysis is a response spectrum you're going to study here. Response spectrum analysis. It is complete. You are going to study at the advanced level, not like that simple level. Okay, not only code only. Inside the code, what are going to happen? That also how the curve has been generated, how this curve has been generated. Okay, if you see the response spectrum curve, we have a response spectrum.
Yes.
Okay. The response spectrum, how we have curve has been generated. Actually, what happens if you see the real ground? If you see the if you see the ground motion of the structure, sorry, of the ground motion, it will it will like some like that. Okay, if you see the India, if you see the Japan, it is like something like that. Okay, if you see anything, it is like that. But what happened if you see the response spectrum? It is something like that. Why?
It's between time and spectral acceleration.
No, if you see, if I explain once again what I am telling here. If you see the response spectrum, okay, the response spectrum curve. If you see the ground motion, it is something like that.
Yes.
You find that there is a blanket of it. Response spectrum is like blanket.
Actually,
okay. So what happening that if you have ground motion of it? Yeah.
Yes. I got it.
Yeah, got it now.
Yes.
So it is response spectrum like a blanket of. It is covering all the maximum response of the earthquake.
Yes.
Actually, see what happened if you do sophisticated analysis. What happened that if you have not calculated the exact time period, okay, your structure will experience different forces.
Yes.
Okay, so what happened that every code you see, not Indian code, if every code you see, we have a different, we have a, all code have it is on response spectrum curve. Because it is not possible only ki all the ground motion, if you consider of the different ground motion, it's not possible to cover all things.
Yes.
So we need a blanket of it that will cover all the maximum response.
All the maximum, yes.
Okay, so we generally call it a blanket. Okay, so yeah. So this is actually we have to cover these things also in the complete analysis. Okay. And yeah, and along with that, we have to see the time history analysis also. Okay, yes. Yeah, both we will see. Time history and the response. Because then only we will understand what is the difference of it. Okay. Because time history we generally cover because of the PVD design. Okay, so PVD design there is requirement of time history analysis. But what happens that we are going to import different ground motion there. Okay, maximum consideration of ground motion, design basis of the ground motion. Okay, so we have to consider different ground motion. Because of that reason only, we have to we have to consider that what is the maximum response of the structure with that ground motion. Okay. Yeah, we have a wind analysis that told you that gas factor we will cover you. Okay. So along this analysis, we are going to cover not in the analysis perspective. See, I'm not telling what I'm going to cover only the analysis perspective. We have to see all the sequence also. Which project we have to perform this type of analysis. That also we have to see. So in the analysis, we have to see many things there. Okay. If you see the torsion irregularity, we have to study. Torsion irregularities. Yes, torsion irregularity in the consideration of the Indian code and also the UBC. Okay, both we have to see this. Okay, a stiffness modification factor. Okay, this also we are going to see. Okay, torsion irregularity, stiffness modification, backstay effect. Okay, yeah, backstay effect. Okay, multi-mode. Okay, along with this multi-mode we have to see. Okay, shear reversible. Okay, so this also we have to see. Okay, soft story. Okay, mass irregularities, geometry irregularities. Okay, so there is lots of analysis you have to perform and see this all the effect of it. You perform this analysis. Okay, so by performing this analysis, you're going to the torsion effect. like that. Okay, see, you can see that this is the subdivided part of the analysis, we can say in the simple one. Okay, so if you see the software story, how we can calculate the software story? We have to apply the dynamic forces there, dynamic analysis we have to perform, then only the software story will calculation will be there. Okay, so we can say this is all the subdivided part of it, backstage effect. So you have to see the backstage effect, then also we have to perform the dynamic analysis and we have to see that, and there is knowledge analysis, we have to perform the backstage effect also. So these are the sub, we can say that this is the sub part of it all things. It is sub part, we can say. Okay, so all this thing we have to perform in this analysis.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Coming
with this,
back
you will cover the G plus 10 and G plus, both basement plus G plus 20, both the.
no, actually, I am talking about here only tall building here.
Okay, okay.
Okay, all things I told you, I will cover this and all things. It's all a tall building concept only because no one is going to apply the Gus factor in the short
Yes,
building
yes,
G plus 10.
yes.
Okay, no one is going to perform the time history analysis in the small.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so that's the only reason I told you. I told you that I will cover the maximum part of the tall building.
Okay,
Only.
okay. No problem. Okay.
Okay. So, yeah. We have another here. Yeah, element types. Actually, this is a that this is FEM concept here.
FEM, yes, fine.
Finite element. Okay, so FEM concept we have to understand this also. Okay, actually we taught in two of things, tall building also and short building also, because someone do not know that what is the membrane concept, what is the we can say generally plate theory and what all things are there. Okay, that's why this we have to
Frankly speaking, I also don't know the.
Okay, so yeah, that's only now that we have introduced this in this tall building.
Okay.
That all the reason we have introduced, because we want to see some you have learned from consultancy, you have learned from any other method, but actually we want to say that learn the real thing there. FEM concept, it's completely you have to learn the FEM concept, because the software is working FEM and you don't have the knowledge of FEM only. So how you can have a judgment of it? Okay, that's why I told you that FEM is needed. Okay, so if you see the 1D element, actually if you see the real structure, if you see the column looks like a 3D. If you have 3 dimension there, length, width, depth.
Yes.
Okay, but if you're modeling in the software, actually you're modeling only the 1D element.
Okay.
1 dimension only. Euler's beam theory we generally call it. Okay, we call it as a Euler's beam theory.
Okay.
Okay. Euler's beam theory.
Okay.
So why there is a Euler's beam theory needed? Actually, you have to model the 1D element. You're going to reduce the 2 dimension into 1 dimension. Sorry, 3 dimension into 1 dimension. So we have to need to consider something more extra there.
Okay.
Okay, so 1D element, whole type of 1D element you have to see trusses, tensions only, hooks, cable, compression only, gap, and general type atoms. Okay, and yeah, in 1D element, and also here it will be columns, beam, okay, bracing. This all under the 1D element only. Okay, and now we have 2D element. 2D, suppose if you see the structure, we have, if you see the slab, we have length, width, and depth. But if you're modeling a slab in the software, you have only 2D element there, length and width, no depth there. So what we are going to reduce 3D element into 2D element there.
Yes.
Okay, we generally call it as a cell theory.
Okay.
Yes, we generally call it cell theory, and also the cell theory have two parts here. One is plate theory. Okay, and another we have a cylindrical.
Okay.
Okay, cylindrical why? Because suppose if I have a plate theory means it is a rectangular or square, that comes to the plate theory. But if I have something like cylindrical, like this, if you have something like cylindrical, like this structure, then plate theory will not work. Then cylindrical theory will work here. But if you merge two things, we have to call it as a cell theory only. Okay, so software can analyze both things, plate theory only and cylindrical things only. But if you see the Stat Pro only have the plate theory, no cylindrical theory. Okay. So in the this also, if you see the cell theory, what all things we have to model here?
Mm.
We have to model slab, shear wall, spandrel. Okay, so these all things are having model in the cell theory, like 2D element there. And here also we have to see all the things here. Okay,
Okay.
we have to see. Yeah, I will explain that also. Membrane. What is membrane?
Yeah, which does not carry any forces into it and completely transfer through beams. I mean,
Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, we have to see the membrane.
okay.
Okay, see membrane. What happened that it's like a one way or two way load
Yes.
distribution. Actually, I would like to explain you what happened initially.
Mhm.
When the FEM was not at that much level, what happened that what structural engineer assumed that it is placement of column. Load has been
That is audible.
yeah one way or two way load distribution.
Yes.
Means this part is geometry wise distribution. We call it a geometry wise based on geometry. Okay, but when FEM theory was on the peak, what the structural engineer told that the load is not transferred by this method. Load is transferred by the stiffness method.
Mm.
Okay, the stiffness method. So if you see the stiffness method, we have different stiffness theory that I will come back to that also. Okay, thick plate and thin cell we have. Okay, thin cell and thick plate and thick cell we have. I will discuss that also, but I have to discuss first the membrane there. Okay, so membrane what happens? I've told that okay, this load has been distributed to this beam and this load has been distributed to this beam. This load has been distributed to this beam. This load has been distributed to this beam. Then what is the this this where this will
That
come?
part.
Where this load has been distributed. There was no answer of a
Mm.
structural engineer. Okay, so see, it is all the backward theory. Okay, if membrane is like old version.
Okay.
Okay, it is like a geometry by load transfer. Okay, it is like geometry by load transfer because there was no any deformation of that.
Okay.
It would directly transfer all load to the beams. Column was not going to deform and take the load there. Okay, so we
Okay.
generally call in plane stiffness there. If you see the out of plane stiffness, it was having a zero out of plane stiffness.
Yes. Mm.
It was only an infinite in plane stiffness membrane. But later on, we have gone to advanced method there, and we have introduced the thin plate and thick cell.
Okay.
Within a thin plate, you can write it thick cell and thin cell. We generally call it. Okay. I've written both things that plate and cell are the same thing. I told you the cell theory come into the plate theory and the cylindrical
Okay.
theory. So you understand that. Okay. So if you see the thick plate, the thin cell and thick cell, actually what happened in thin cell, it has out of plane stiffness.
Okay.
Out of plane stiffness along with in plane stiffness. Okay. So you will tell me that why, sir, why there is a thick or thin? Actually, thick or thin has been introduced because of the shear deformation. Okay, shear deformation.
Mm.
Then you will say, sir, what is the shear deformation? Okay,
Mm.
if you have the basics of the knowledge, we have a theory that if you see the bending
Mm.
theory, okay, what was the first bending theory was that plane section remain plane after the
Yes.
bending.
Okay.
That was the first bending theory.
Yes.
Okay,
Mm.
there was we have actually what we are not going to consider shear deformation in that type of things.
Okay.
Okay, so what happens if you model like a sake tail, you have to see the shear deformation also. The software will consider the shear deformation also. Okay, so what are the elements you can model the shear deformation? See, raft, deep beam,
Okay.
okay, flat slab.
Mm.
So these are elements has been modeled in the shear deformation thinking, and this has been modeled as thick cell. Okay, so you will tell me, sir, what is the thin cell plate? Yeah, so thin plate ordinary slab which you are modeling is come under the thin cell.
Okay.
Ordinary slab which you are going to model. Ordinary slab. So you will tell, sir, then what is the membrane use? Yes, membrane we are going to, if you want to distribute the load one way or two way, then we have to use membrane, and generally we use in the staircases or ramp. Okay, we use in the staircases and the ramp. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. It is a membrane theory. We have given little knowledge here. If you go advanced, I will take that state and time method there. Okay, deep we have a state and time method, and I will let that concept thick plate into state and time method. Okay, that is a advanced level. Okay, so yeah, I would like to show something here. You're seeing this project.
Yes.
Actually, this is the project which I'm going to show. This is the project which you're going to see. Actually, we have model as thick cell there.
Okay.
Why we have model the thick cell? Because there was a deep slab for taking the above low. This was a floating shear wall there, and yeah, we have a we have a deep beam. We can say deep slab here, deep slab that consists of all the loads here. So we have to take the direct stresses and shear deformation along this.
Okay.
Okay, direct shear, and shear deformation. We have to consider it. So that's why it's become very important to model a thick cell there. Okay, so that also things are that when to model that, what to model when. It's also things there. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. We were on things. Yeah, 4D element. Yeah, once again. We have a 4D element here. Sorry, a 3D element. Okay, we generally call it a brick element.
Okay.
Okay. You don't think that the construction we are talking about. Okay, these are the finite element. These are the finite element things. Okay, brick element. Okay, so actually we have 4 nodes here. If you see, there are 4 nodes. 1 nodes, 2 nodes, 3 nodes, and 4 nodes. Okay, when you model as a 2D element, you only have a
2 nodes.
2 nodes, not 4.
Okay.
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 So yeah, but unfortunately, you cannot model this brick element in ETABS.
Okay.
Okay, you have to model in SAP 2. Okay, this have to model in the SAP. This is a defect of it. Okay, because yeah, but you see a structure going to do and all. See, bridge and all require the 4D 4 nodes and all, because there is sophisticated type of analysis to be happened. Okay, and realistic type of analysis we have. Okay, so that's why in ETABS only we have a 2D element there. Okay, the SAP tools where you can do the bridge design also before that. Also dam and all you can perform. Okay, before that in the SAP tools we have the bridge, but they have made another software, the CSI bridge. Okay, but infrastructure project can be done in SAP.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. And actually,
sir, could you share the screenshot for the topic?
Yeah. Actually, my PC got stuck. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I cannot upload any.
Can you hear me, sir?
Actually, my PC got stuck.
Oh, okay, okay, no problem. No issue. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I cannot do anything here. Actually, we have to see that why it is stuck. Give me 5 minutes.
Okay. There no issue, sir. Actually, I need a screenshot of the topics which are you going to cover so that I can mobilize my friends also to join in your course.
Okay. Yeah, that I
Yes.
will give you afterwards. Okay, but let me complete our complete session.
Okay, no problem. No
Uh,
problem. No problem.
okay, actually, I completely stuck my PC. I request Aman sir, hello. He is not responding. Actually, I cannot
Yes.
handle anything. Only Zoom is handling. Okay.
Sir, no problem. Yeah, could you share the PPT to my mobile number so that
Okay,
I
that
can?
yeah, okay, okay. Sorry, it has been completely stuck.
No
I cannot
problem.
do
I can
anything.
understand. I can
Okay,
understand. No problem.
okay. What your screen showing you? It is PPT only. What
It's the element types only it is showing.
it is showing limit stack. Why it is stuck? First time it happened. You cannot run the task manager.
Okay.
That,
It is showing 1D element, 2D element, 3D
yeah,
element. Yeah, that's
yeah, that's only. Yeah. Okay, no issue. Actually, yeah, I have not talked about performance based design. Actually, performance based design also we used to talk in this
yeah,
demo.
no problem, sir. No, I can
Unfortunately.
understand. I can
Okay.
understand. Nice.
Yeah, okay. So, what is your what you have studied that? You see, it is only the only 1% of it. Okay, nothing
Okay.
else. Because if
Okay.
you go that much advanced, it's really we talk about loads of because we are the practitioner, structural
Hmm.
engineers. Okay,
Yes.
we are not
Okay.
like any CAD center, no like that. Actually, we
Yes.
have 6 years of experience completely in structures, and also I have taught more than 200 students. Okay, my
Oh.
experience, and right now I have a very elderly students also, means 80 year 20 year student, sorry, 20 year of professions. Okay,
Okay.
they are learning 8 years right now.
Okay.
Okay, so I
Okay.
have vast experience of training also. It's not like
Yeah.
that. It's because of 1 year only I have learned it. I have experience of completely vast training. Okay,
Yeah.
so you don't
Okay.
need of take tension. Okay, if you want to study, if you want to
Okay.
make career as a structural engineer in high-rise building, then
Hmm.
completely I'll give you the complete knowledge there. Okay, because see,
Sir,
in
sir,
highest,
actually, what are the code books which I have to refer before the joining this
yeah,
course?
yeah, actually, yeah, explain. I will explain you. IS 16700,
Okay.
IS 1893. Okay,
Okay.
if you have a study of only the basics, IS 1893, actually all the theories and code and all the
Okay.
software and principle,
Mm-hmm.
I will correlate all the four things.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I
Okay,
will
sir.
correlate all the four things there. Okay, you
Okay.
don't have to take any tension. Okay, because see,
Okay.
my teaching is that software, project, IS code, and principle.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, all things we have to correlate that.
Okay. Okay. Right. Sir. No problem.
Okay,
Okay.
no
Mhm.
problem. Actually, still it is hand stuck. So please, you
No,
only.
you can mail that PPT. You can
Okay,
WhatsApp
okay,
that PPT and so that I
okay.
will
No
see
issue.
that.
It is completely available. Okay, it's
Right.
completely available. I will share you these things. And
Okay.
yeah, if your students, if your colleagues want to study and if you want to learn, we will organize a complete demo once again also. Okay, no
Yeah.
issue.
Yes.
If four
Yes.
five students, yes, okay, no issue
Okay.
there. So thank you. Okay, good night.
Okay, sir.
So
Okay, sir.
you
Thank
only end the meeting. I cannot end the meeting because of
you.
stuff. Okay, you
Okay.
only
No.
end the meeting.
Mm.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. I will.
Yeah, yeah, Aman sir came.
I
Actually,
will.
Aman sir, my PC has been stuck. Okay, so please carry on all the procedure.
I have
Okay,
uh,
and you explain in the student section part of how he works and what on the procedure of how we save the recorded video and all what